How you been?
Really good, dude. Super busy, but like working with great people. So it's been a treat.
Makes all the difference for sure.
Yeah, like I'm so used to just like solo traveling and all this stuff. So it's been nice to like travel with like a group of like-minded people.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and then you were in Regina for, was it like the Pride thing or something like that?
Man, we pretty much have done like a whole Pride tour.
Yeah.
Um, we've been in almost freaking every community doing something Pride related.
Hell yeah, dude. And how's that going for you? Where the frick did you guys go besides Regina?
Regina was in like some iHeartRadio competition thingy, which I like never do, but it was a radio station that I really want them to play my music. Pretty much. Um, However, I have never played a lot in Regina. That's the one part of the province I've never really branched out to too much. So it was nice to kind of get that gig up
Get,
and running.
yeah, get your toes wet out in that city.
Yeah. And then we did Saskatoon Pride main stage. We went to La Ronge. Ooh, we did Big River's first ever Pride celebration.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then I think we are in North Battleford for their Pride celebration too. So like a lot of Pride centered stuff. And yeah, just keeping busy as we
Hell
all
yeah,
do.
dude.
Yeah.
Dude, no doubt. That's fantastic. That's great. And then yeah, that's right. Cause you were did a casting call for extras for your video. What was that, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And fucking where the hell was I? I don't remember why I couldn't make it. There was I had a valid reason, but fuck man, I wanted to. I wanted to so bad because I'll tell you what. Um, I think it was the week prior to you making that call out. The boys at Prehistoric Productions called me and they're like, "Do you want to be in a music video?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I do, bro." So, Il Creatura out of Saskatoon, like Leah Hansen's in that band and stuff. I think they were, what were they? The Pistol Whips
At some point.
previously,
Yeah.
something like that. So they were shooting a music video with Prehistoric Productions, and then he's like, "Yeah, you'll just be an extra, in a funeral scene. You'll be in the crowd." I was like, "Yeah, fuck, whatever. Like, I'm in. I'm all in." Then he calls me 2 days out of the shoot, and he's like, "Do you want to be the priest at the funeral?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I do. I so do. Like, I want to be in there." So I had just went and we had shot that day. I saw little clips of it too. It's gonna be so rad. I'm fired up about it. And then shortly after that, they called me back and they're like, "Hey, we're doing another video. Do you want to be in that one too as a bartender?" And I'm like, "Fuck, I'm your boy. I'm
Yeah,
your
man.
guy." Like, fucking A. And then you put out the casting call, like, "Hey, I need extras." I was like, "Oh, I could have went for a trifecta."
I have another one coming out you can come be a part of.
Dude, I'm so in. I'm so
Yeah, man.
fucking in.
I think we're
Yes.
shooting it at the Capitol is what's happening.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Count me in.
My goal is I have an EP coming out and my goal is to do a video for every song off the EP.
Nice.
Yeah, should be it's a hell of a process, but I think especially for me, since I do tend to dance a lot in that pop music genre, I
Right.
think the visual aspect can almost be as important as the audio aspect of it. Especially,
For sure.
when it comes to pop music, people
Yep.
almost expect that visual part of it.
Yeah. 100%. I agree. So out of those videos that you're going to do, please tell me that you're working with Prehistoric on at least one of those.
I have not decided. I'm trying to work with all different directors. Like it was really important to me to work with some up and comers.
Yeah.
Just because like I feel like I'm in the same boat as them. We're all kind of figuring out the industry at the same time.
Yep.
But it would definitely be nice to reach out to Prehistoric and get them to do something fun.
Yeah, you could probably maybe get a grant for one. Andrew's really good at grant writing, right? So
yeah, we're actually expecting
nice.
a big grant coming in because we had a top 10 hit with Sober,
Yeah.
which opened up some grant money to us. Sorry for all
Hell
these.
yes.
I'm going to turn off my messages here.
It's all good. It's all good. No, that's freaking deadly. There's another one that I know of is like Saul the Singer,
Yeah.
right? What is it? Milla Media or something like that?
I think they rebranded to the Get Up.
Is that what it is?
I think that's what they're called now.
Yeah, because he did one for sure, maybe 2 videos with Caitlin Lehner.
Yep.
And I thought they turned out great. They were awesome. So I'm sure you know who he is too. Like you could just call him up, but
yeah, man, I've worked with him previously, not on a video, on some like live shit, but yeah, good dude.
Yeah, definitely. Which reminds me, I got to give him a shout on some other stuff. But yeah, dude. Oh, check it out. I got my fucking.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm curious. Okay, let's go back to about that show in Prince Albert that night. Like, what did you guys do for marketing, like to market that?
So we did a lot of Facebook advertisement, and then we had seen a trend of personal invites going over really well for other artists in town. So it was like a lot of Facebook ads, like a lot of Facebook ads. And then just actually reaching out to people individually and being like, hey, we have a new lineup. This is what it is. And please come out and check us out. Like, you know, like I'm like, yeah, just like trying to add that really personal touch. But you know what? This sounds really shitty to say, but I'm going to say it. I don't know if people are vibing with the personal aspect of an artist's life anymore. Just because you can literally go on social media and be a part of anyone's personal life. I think people like flashiness and they like a little bit of a persona and a show. And that's where I run into this crossroads of like, I'm never going to be an artist that can put on this persona and go out on stage, because I have 2 modes. I have my on, which is like performance, and then you're getting like an amplified version of myself. And then I'm off. Like after every show, I need to sit and close my eyes for 5 minutes. I just got to shut off. And man, I think people are really into personas right now. Like look at a lot of the successful bands.
I see what you're saying. I was almost going to say that kind of thing doesn't appeal to me.
Right.
I like the humility aspect of it. But that being said, there's artists out there that do that I'm totally on board with. I'm like, fucking A, like, yeah, it makes sense for them to do it. So I don't want to be a hypocrite on a comment like that.
Have you heard about our new radio station? It's called Funky Moose Radio, where we play alternative and indie rock, sprinkle in some blues and Americana. We feature the music from our guests on this podcast at least once per hour. These songs can be in any genre. We're working on getting the station on every mobile app available, but the easiest way to listen is at funkymooseradio.ca. You should also become a VIP because we'll be giving away some prizes. Again, check it out at funkymooseradio.ca.
Hey everybody, I'm LJ Tyson. I'm happy to be here on the Sit Down podcast with my buddies, and this is episode 125.
Thank you and welcome yet again, Mr. LJ Tyson. It's good to see you again, my friend.
I'm so excited to get to talk to you guys. It's fun.
Yeah.
Right on.
Okay, I have a question that I didn't ask the last time. What does LJ stand for?
LJ stands for Lawrence Joseph. I got my grandfather's initials as a name. So everyone's like, so does that mean your name is Lawrence Joseph? I'm like, no, like all my say LJ. which was
Nice.
really fun for my parents trying to clear my birth certificate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had some trouble. I think it was sent back a couple times being like, you can't name a kid LJ.
Yeah, we can. And we
Yeah,
did.
they did.
That'd be funny. I would have just wrote L like EL and then JAY. LJ.
I had one of my students write it like that today. I was like, do you think you can spell my name? And they put like ELJAY. And I was like, valid. And I like that.
Yeah.
Nice. Freaking right. That's right. You have been teaching music recently, right?
Yeah, I actually got involved with the camp music program put on by my good friend Eliza Doyle. And so she's been sending me and other musicians across northern Saskatchewan to teach actually in communities and in schools, which I thought was such a unique way of teaching music. I mean, you have active touring musicians taking their off time and going up to these northern communities and teaching schools. I mean, like, what other kids in the world are getting taught by like actual working musicians, you know? Like I thought that was such a, and that's not at all a read or anything to like band teachers in music, because I think they are the lifeblood of the music community. I'm just saying, like, what a unique, cool experience for these kids to actually get to learn from like road musicians, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So
when,
do you
go ahead?
Do you travel to different communities every time, or is it, do you have a specific one that you go to, or?
Yeah, like there's a few of us that have been all over into different communities. I've specifically been lucky enough to be based in La Ronge, which is only 2 hours away from my hometown, Prince Albert. So it's been a nice little treat to kind of get to chill there for the past year, and close enough to go home on weekends and things like that. But what I will say is, like, support the camp music program if you can. Eliza Doyle is really, she's just making strides towards bringing music to these communities, and you know, the positive impact that we've seen this program have on like people's mental health, and you know, right down to their school attendance. Like, it's been just crazy good. And yeah, I'm so honored that she included me in the camp music program, the Sask camp music program.
Oh, that's amazing.
What's it called, LJ? What's it called again?
Okay, wait, let me get this right. Camp Sask Music. That's what it's called. Put on by Eliza Doyle, and yeah, bring us to a community near you.
I love that. She's actually, I'm gonna get to see her perform at Dog Patch this year.
Wow. Yeah,
I've never seen her perform before, so she's one of the artists I'm looking forward to hopefully getting to meet. Eliza, I'm coming to find you.
Have we reached out to her to get her on the show?
I don't
keep
know.
talking about her, and
she's been coming up in conversation a lot lately.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna go see her in about an hour here, so I will tell her to look out and ignore any emails from the
from Funky Moose Records.
Yeah.
No doubt. Yeah, no, that's freaking awesome. I've been hearing nothing but good things about that woman, for sure. What else were we talking about, LJ, before Mark got here? We were talking about Sober hitting the top 10 on the charts, right?
Yeah, that was something unexpected, because I hadn't put out music in quite a while at that point. I hadn't put out music in a healthy way in a long while, and yeah, it hit the like the international Indigenous music countdown chart. I think it went up to like number 4 or something like that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, for a comeback single, that was something else for me to experience. I honestly, it sort of feels sometimes like you only get one crack at music, and if you kind of lose your momentum, there's really no getting back onto it. So I was pleasantly surprised that people were like, "Oh yeah, I'll listen to it."
Dude,
it's a great freaking song. I love that one.
Sober is not a new song, is it?
No, there's It's actually this strange story. And last time I talked to you guys, I was kind of working my way through a garbage pile of a mess. I had put out this record that I released in kind of a really bad state of mind. I was like at the tail end of, I don't know how to say it nicely. I was at the tail end of my partying days and COVID had hit, and I had this like body of unreleased music that were from a million different projects, and I put them all together on this like chaotic album.
Is that the album you sold me that night in Prince Albert?
No, that is a that was that is a secret album that we only sell at live shows. That doesn't exist online.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right.
No, this album was called Skeleton, and it has been removed from all streaming services. It has been erased from history. It's time capsuled somewhere in one of my laptops, and we are figuring out a way to put out some of those songs again. Sober was one of those songs, but we are releasing them in a way that they feel brand new. A lot of the songs that we are reworking from that album are getting like a video treatment. So we're just trying to go back and correct honest to goodness mistakes and honest to goodness things that I want to give my music a chance for people to hear it the way I intended it, not the way that my mental health at the time gave it away. You know what I mean? It was just like a sloppy release. And I'm saying this like so truthfully, because like I said, in order to get to this point I'm at right now, where I am confidently releasing music and confidently know what I'm doing, I had to get sober, which, let's bring it all the way back, was a big influence on my song Sober.
Right. Well, and we touched on it the last time too. Like, I'm definitely familiar with that struggle too. Like, I'm in my 10th year of sobriety currently. So dude, I couldn't have done it alone. Right. I had a lot of friends and family to help me out there. And when I say family, I mean like Narcotics Anonymous helped me out. If it wasn't for NA, dude, I would not be sitting here right now talking to you. There's no way in hell that I'd be here. Right. So I get it. I freaking get that struggle, dude. 100%. And that's great that you could come out with a banger of a song like that, persevere out of there. Sober, top in the charts, and then videos. You were recently, you just shot a video, did you not? Like a week or two ago?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, we shot a video for my new single, Home on a Rainbow, and we put out like a public casting call, and we found someone who was playing me 10 years ago, or frick, we found someone who was playing me 15 years ago. I have to remember I'm a little bit older now. And we shot it at my old high school, which, like, man, you guys, I can't even explain to you the feeling of singing a song about struggling, coming to terms with your identity in the house where you were struggling to come to terms with your identity. Like, I'm not even trying to like hype myself up or like make people really excited for this video. I should be trying to make people really excited. But it is, I don't know, there's something embedded in that music video, not subliminal messaging, but there's some special feeling embedded in the video. And I really encourage people just to go out and take a look for yourself. I mean, the opening lyric is conservative, small place in the middle of Saskatchewan. And that was what we based the video off of, is that line. And yeah, you get to see this kid named Jake LaValle. He's playing like a high school aged me, and it's a sad video, but it's a hopeful video, and yeah, I can't wait for people to see it.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
When does it come out?
It is coming out on July 7th. So it came, I'm sorry, it's coming.
It just came out.
It came out on July 7th.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
Frick and right. When, let me ask you a question here about music videos. So when I think I have a reasonable understanding of how to distribute like if an artist has a single or an EP and how to get that to radio and streaming platforms and stuff. Is it much different for a music video? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think you just put it up on YouTube and away you go. I'm sure like you're sending that out to different platforms, right?
So yeah, the way that works is there's different platforms you can put the music video on. Like, man, my very first solo music video was very Prince Albert, Saskatchewan themed, and they had
the locals, right?
the locals, baby.
Dude, I love it. I love it.
And man, that one they put out on like Facebook, and it had like oh man, I think that one had like 250,000 views on Facebook, and which shows the power of Prince Albert, Saskatchewan.
Right. No doubt.
And then it did okay on YouTube. But the weirdest thing was going to like the local Galaxy Cinema movie theaters, and they played my music video before movies. And and I had no idea they were doing that, because I did that in partnership with the city of Prince Albert. And all of a sudden people were like sending me videos of me in the movie theater. And at first I thought it was a joke. I was like, LOL, what is this? And they're playing your music video in the movie theater. So of course, I think it was like me, my mom, and my auntie, we went to watch a movie on Christmas Day. And then my music video was up on the Galaxy Cinema movie theaters, like on the big screen.
Oh, dude.
And yeah, so just to back to the question, like there's no rules these days for where you can post content. People have so many ways of finding content that they purposely want to view, which is why I think a lot of the times people do gravitate towards doing a exclusively putting it on YouTube and then just letting it find its own way. I try not to take that approach. You know, like for this music video, Home on the Rainbow, we had talked with a few different sites to try and do premieres. It just felt most natural to do it on our own. Just because of the personal nature of the song. No one, even the best intentioned people with the greatest hearts, weren't going to treat this music video with as much care as my own team would, you know?
Yeah, 100%. I'm
still like
on the Galaxy Cinema thing.
Yeah, you see yourself like larger than life size. Like,
it was unreal, you guys. Like, I wish every single person in the whole entire world could see themselves on a movie screen.
Yeah.
It kind of was a big like, oh wow, like people actually hear me, people actually see me kind of moment. Because a lot of the times, and a lot of fellow artists will feel this or have at some point felt this, is sometimes it just feels like you're screaming into a void. You really don't know what's going to catch on. And sometimes, once again, I think I gave this disclaimer in the last interview. I love Locals. Locals was a big part of my early solo music career. To be known exclusively as the Locals dude became kind of soul crushing. But at first, I will say, it was an amazing feeling to have that much support and that much kind of popcorn success, I call it, like instant success. And I hope every musician gets to experience that at least once, because it really shows that, like, man, just keep working away and keep plugging away, and at some point something's going to catch on, you know. Just keep being yourself. And that, like, who would have thought like a Indigenous kid who's part of the queer community from Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, was going to do something like that? You know what I mean? I think about the young Indigenous kids sitting in those movie theaters or coming across it on YouTube or Facebook and being like, whoa, he's a brown person like I am. I can do that too. And I have to keep reminding myself that, like, that's what to do it for. I'm not trying to do this for like success or anything like that. I want enough to keep working, but man, like just imagining the kids just like me, or other kids from minority groups that are like, whoa, if he did it, like so can I. And yeah, I'm happy to be at least one of their one of the influences that they get to see. And that's why music videos are so important to me, is because it adds that visual aspect of the entertainment.
Freaking rights.
You're an inspiration to those kids, man.
I hope so. And man, I hope that's another reason why it was important for me to get sober. I have to remind myself that the more I push my music out there, the more I get to go into different communities. I have to be a good example, because like I said, it goes back to those like young kids from minority groups, and that when they're looking at me, I don't want them to see some drunk party animal. I want them to see that like I take the time to go and talk to them after shows, and I want them to see that I don't have like a drink in my hand, or I'm trying to be very, very careful about that. And that's not to say, well, I was like drinking and partying, I couldn't have easily pretended to be like this great example, but that wouldn't be genuine. That wouldn't be telling the truth. And the truth, as with every person that's becoming sober, the truth is a powerful tool in sobriety. And so yeah, I've just been implementing that in every aspect of my life, but specifically when people are looking up to me. If I was still in that old state of mind, I would, the mass amounts of guilt I would feel, I don't think I could sit here and talk to you guys about it.
Right.
It's a different but good life. It is a little boring sometimes.
Awesome. That makes me think, Joel, we should have clips of us, the podcast, in the Galaxy theaters.
I was saying that I like where your head is at on that. I had a similar thought, but different, where I was thinking, LJ, what's stopping you from going to Galaxy Cinema in Prince Albert with that new video and be like, hey, you've played this, my last one, or one of my last ones. What do you say we do a run of this one too for a week or two and see what's up?
Man,
right?
I am so sure that the people behind the Locals video put some cash in their hands.
maybe, but maybe not. Because a lot of this sounds tacky, but I know everybody's heard this before. You've heard the expression, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
And how well you know them.
Right. And I think that there is some truth to that. I don't think that's the all end, like all of it, but I think that there is some truth behind that. So being a local from Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, and the fact that they've done it before, I think, LJ, I think you're in a great position in your career and your life to, like, what's really fucking stopping you from going up to the manager at Galaxy Cinema in Prince Albert? Fuck, I'll do it for you, bro. I'll be like, hey, I'm with the Sit Down Podcast and Funky Moose Records, and I remember you guys were playing this artist's music video in the Galaxy. Can I see your manager? And then I'll introduce myself to them, and I'll be like, hey, what do you like? Can we do another run of this? You've done it in the past. Just to feel them out, man. See what they say.
And then have Joel and me introduce the video.
So I was just gonna say,
oh, we could do a little clip.
Yeah. Hey guys, the only way I'll do that is if you guys introduce the video.
Oh,
done,
dude,
done.
Well, at the end of this podcast, Mark and I'll. Oh fuck, I can't go over there. I want to do a little clip from the chairs though, and we can do a little intro to the video and be like, hey, hope you guys got your popcorn and your soft drinks and
something very cheesy.
Yeah, but before we get into the movie, why don't you check out this new music video by I don't want to call you a local though, from our very own local boy, LJ Tyson here.
What was that phrase again? What was the phrase again? I know they sold you the whole seat, but you only need the edge or something. Watch this video.
I don't know what you're talking about. Bloodshots?
Bloodshots, yeah. And he was saying I'll sell you the whole seat, but you only need the edge.
Yeah.
That.
We can steal that line and
Yeah.
then he'll sue us
Slide
for
that-
copyright.
Slide that in there.
Could.
And then
say
LJ
something
is on
like that.
screen. Yeah, make us let's look stupid, and then LJ looks like a rock star. I mean, he will anyway, but he
Dude,
looks
I'm so down. I'll totally freaking do it.
in.
Man, and honestly, like it's so important to me that that video is viewed by people in Prince Albert, because it is written about me growing up in Prince Albert. I think it's a universal message that a lot of people will vibe with. And but yeah, like it is important to me that people in Prince Albert kind of see this video and understand at least like 1% what it's like to grow up in somewhere like Prince Albert when you are part of a minority group. And I think this video does a wonderful job of kind of explaining the isolation of that feeling, the feeling of isolation.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, like, I'm not trying to pretend like I'm some big worldwide superstar. I'm not even trying to pretend like I'm even mildly successful. Like, I'm, like I'm same boat as a lot of other people, just like a working musician. And a lot of the times you don't know if 100 people are going to show up to your gig or if 2 people are going to show up to your gig. But with all that being said, it is important that this video goes beyond me, if that makes any sense at all. Like, I think within the confines of my up and coming artist kind of situation right now, it's important that this video does transcend upon transcend beyond what my career can currently do. And that's my wish for it, because I know I'm not like some big superstar that I'm going to get a million views just like that. However, I hope that this video goes beyond what I can personally do. And that sounds so self-deprecating. It's like, wah, wah. But
not at all, dude. I totally get what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
There's a deeper,
totally.
it's more than just a music video.
It more
truly
than
is.
a music video.
Yeah.
And that's what we intended as since the beginning, since I wrote the song, since we were in the studio, since we started planning the music video. Like, it's always been leading to this point. And I don't want it to be viewed as LJ Tyson's song Home on a Rainbow. I want these people to claim ownership of that song, because I wrote it for them. I wrote it about myself, sure, but my story is not unlike every other young queer kid's story. My story is not unlike any other young Indigenous person's story, or anyone from a minority group. We all feel that isolation. We all have been continuously questioned or doubted or pushed under the table, and or the opposite. We've all been in a power position where it's so easy to accidentally bully or accidentally hurt someone's feelings, or all that stuff. And I think this video does a really good job of just showing it through the eyes of someone who's been on the more unfortunate side of the fence, while still viewing from a point of someone who maybe has never faced those issues before. I think this video does a good job of kind of just showing you the full picture,
right?
Which is a
balance.
Balance, which is a testament to the production company that we used, which is a local Prince Albert production company, Casting Moments Photography. And the dude that shot it is like, man, just graduated from high school, but he has like this insane talent for shooting visual content. And I'm so happy to have got to partner with them on this.
Hey, son of a gun.
Oh, right.
My son is calling. Can you guys excuse me for a couple minutes? Is that okay?
Sure. Yeah.
This episode of the Sit Down Podcast is brought to you by Inspired Vapor Company. They've got 3 locations in Saskatchewan, one in Melfort, one in Prince Albert, and in Humboldt, Saskatchewan. You guys can get all your vaping supplies there or online at inspiredvaporcompany.com and use the promo code Moose10 at checkout, online or in store for 10% off. Sorry.
All good.
Hey, man, it's all good. I got cake.
Fuck, I'm sorry. Well, you couldn't keep the show going? You couldn't ask some questions? No, just kidding.
I did.
Talk about an
But-
edit there. Sorry, LJ.
But then LJ went for water, and I was like, "Oh, that's a good idea." And then I went upstairs, and then my mom was like, "Hey, you want dessert?" I was like, "Hell yeah, I do."
That's what's nice about these, right? It's not like, hey, we got an hour, we got to get it all out. It's like, fuck it, we could take 3 hours if we want, and we'll cut it down to 1. Who cares?
Well, LJ has to see Eliza, so we gotta hurry up.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so we were talking about the Galaxy Cinema thing. By this time, it has been released to you guys. I highly encourage you guys all to click the link in the description of this video so you can check it out, what we're talking about. But yeah, dude, I'm down. I think that'd be fun to do. Spread the word, spread the love, right? Now, we were also talking about, prior to Mark getting in here, LJ, we were talking about your connection with the North Sound and how you guys have been playing shows together lately. Can we touch on that a little bit? Because I see that continuously, like that's going to continue for a little bit, I presume.
I hope so.
So maybe
we're always very careful on our branding there, that there's the North Sound, and then Forrest and Nevada from the North Sound come and play with LJ Tyson and the locals. We're very careful with that. However, it can't be ignored, the success of the North Sound and what great things they're doing. And with that being said, I'm happy to have them in the band as long as they want to. You know, I'm never gonna say, "Oh, you're too busy, leave."
Yeah.
You know, I am so lucky and blessed to get them, call them my best friends and my family. And as long as they want to play music with me, I will gladly have them in the band, because I'm not even like trying to hype my own music up. They make it so much better when I have them in the band. And of course that includes our bass player, which seems to be rotating a lot lately, and my little brother Colton. Like, just it's pretty much just like this family band, man. And that's so special to me. And it's my, I don't want to say it's my personal favorite lineup, because I've had a lot of great musicians play with me. But it is a very special lineup that, to be honest, I don't know how long it's going to go on. The busier that we all get, especially coming out of the pandemic, you know, we didn't really know what we were all coming into as it comes to live shows and busyness with that. But yeah, I can definitely confidently tell people, for as long, for the foreseeable future, the current LJ Tyson and the locals lineup includes these incredible musicians that you know, are working in other bands, and I respect that. But I'm just lucky and blessed to have them in my group right now.
Right. Do you guys ever have, like, do you guys do any writing together at all?
Yeah, that's actually how me and Forrest met. Is we had a shared producer, and he put us in a writing session, and was our first interaction ever. Yeah, put two random guys in a room and make them write a song together. That'll we'll either never want to talk to each other again, or we come back. You know, it's
right. Did a song ever come out of that session?
It did. It did, and it's one that we recorded, but I think we're gonna send it back to the lab because it's not quite right yet. But it's a special song, and I think it's a good song, and hopefully one day it'll see the light of day.
Cool, man.
Yeah,
that's freaking awesome. Now, clearly there's differences of writing music with other artists as opposed to just doing it yourself, and there's pros and cons between the two. But in your personal experience, LJ, would you rather like writing stuff on your own or collaborating with other artists?
I would rather write on my own, but I am getting better at sharing. I have such a specific way of writing that it is broadening my horizons to collaborate more. I am such a territorial person when it comes to my writing because it's my stories. However, I see nothing wrong with letting other people in on those ideas to either change the sound up a little bit in a new way, or honestly just make it better. I think it's such a powerful thing to admit that you don't know everything and you're not the greatest. So sometimes collaborating is the best option, and I'm getting better at that. I'm getting better at reaching out to people and saying, hey, let's write a song together. With that being said, you're never going to see 10 writers on one of my songs. I think that becomes
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Right on.
I think there are artists out there that are pretty territorial about their work and actually do think that they are better than the rest.
Which, I mean, man, that go for it. If that's your style, if that's what you're thinking, keep doing what you're doing. In my opinion, that attitude wasn't taking me very far, right. And to have like humility and be like, you know what, I think I've explored a lot of my creative avenues. It's time to let someone else into the space and and let them see what they can come up with. And man, like, I've written a lot of stuff that like I've done. I started out in like punk music and punk pop and did that. And then I went over to pop, and then I went to country. And I'm not really going to tell people what I'm doing now. I will say that, like, I think I've found what I want to do for the rest of forever.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Okay.
So we have this EP coming out that you guys will be the first people I ever tell this to. The EP is called Circle, and it's a 6-track EP of some songs that people have heard before and a couple brand new ones. And this EP is what I'm viewing as a transition from absolutely everything I've ever done into this new sound. And it'll probably be a couple of years before people get to hear that. Or sooner. We might have a single from the album coming out next year. But man, like, I'm so pumped, and I genuinely feel this genre suits my voice. And if you come to my shows, you get the sneak peek. You'll get to see kind of what we're working on and what it's sounding like. But yeah, it's night and day different from the more poppier stuff. I think I will always love pop music. Pop music is a big part of my musical upbringing. But yeah, what we're doing now, I think, is what I was always supposed to do, I think.
Hell yeah, dude. That's a great feeling to have too. It's like the
This
stars are aligned, and you just feel it.
This is me.
Well, man, and it a lot of these genres I've been doing and things I've been trying, it just felt like an ill-fitting sweater, and it never really fit right. And this new sound that we've been experimenting with, it just feels right. And it's not like a very specific, like, hard-hitting genre, like it's going to be this, but it just feels like it's been perfectly tailored for me. It feels like I finally found something that I can proudly call my own. Not right. Like, it's once again, you guys, I love all my old music, to anyone listening here. and I love it, and I think it's a great thing to have. But I do look back sometimes and I think, oh, I wish I could have done this song in this way. Oh, I wish I would have added this to that. And this new music is the first time that I'm ever kind of thinking I got it right.
Sorry for the interruption, you guys. I just wanted to tell you guys about Muse Canada. They're a new arts and entertainment media connection and support network. Skip the algorithms of social media and connect with other entertainment professionals across Canada. Sign up today for $5 a month, or use the promo code FunkyMoose2021 for 10% off. That is FUNKYMOOSE 2021 for 10% off. Back to the show.
So you say you have in your musical upbringing, it was mostly pop. Like, what kind of pop are you referring to?
Yeah, so I'm like as a young child, like my parents always played in cover bands and stuff like that. And a lot of the music that they played was the music that people wanted to hear, which tended to be country pop music, or, you know, I remember, so that's where the country influence kind of comes in. And then like driving around with like my auntie and uncle, like, and older cousins, they would always play, you know, the latest, what they used to call back in the day, CDs, the party mix CDs, where it was just like the top 10 hits of like
Right.
2001, the top
like
10
a freaking Big Shiny Tunes or a Dance Mix 97 or fucking those things, right?
Yeah. And I remember like specifically my auntie had that, and I would always like request that she played that in the car. So a lot of that music is totally embedded into my heart and soul, which, I mean, kind of seems like such a, it's like, oh, you think Barbie Girl is your upbringing, but yeah, it totally is.
Dude,
like,
Aqua's coming to Saskatoon right away, dude.
I want to go to that. I really
Let's
want
do
to
it. Let's freaking do it, man.
Go to Aqua. I love it.
Like Aqua is so terrible. It's actually great.
That's what I'm saying. Is like I'm not trying to genuinely say like these pop songs are what influences me as an artist. I'm saying like it explains a lot about my personality. No, I'm joking. No, it's just like it's that Y2K, the world's ending, let's just have some fun kind of vibe that I think does, no matter what I do, no matter how hard I try, I'm always going to have just like that pop essence to my music. So rather than fighting it, I embrace it and I turn it into an asset rather than a whatever the opposite of asset is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. I do have to say too, like you do have a very unique voice too. Like your singing voice is, there's something about the sound that comes out of you when you're singing.
It's different than your speaking voice, that's for sure.
It truly is.
I would say that. My students are like, they're like, why do you sound different? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I just do. But I'm sure you've heard statements like that before, but I mean, anybody who's listened to your music, like there's something very unique about it and appealing in it. It draws you in 100%.
And I'm not lost on the fact that a lot of people have been confused on my choice of genres or lack of choice of genres. And so that's been a part of my journey these past few years, is figuring out where I kind of live in the genre spectrum. And like I said, I think we found it. It feels really good. And hopefully I'm not talking to you guys a few years down the road and be like, oh yeah, that wasn't a good choice.
Yeah, I found it now, but I got it now, boys.
No, but like truthfully, like I am a couple years away from being 30, and that scared the heck out of me. But now I'm just like, oh no, this is actually the good part, where I'm figuring out genuinely what I want. I'm not, and and I'm glad I had all those years of experimenting with a bunch of different things, because now I think I'm almost positive I know what I want to do, and I think that's starting to come across in my work.
Hell yeah,
but it's also like, if in 2 years from now you decide, yeah, that was really my thing, and you come up with something new, I mean, don't limit yourself.
Yeah, no, that's okay too. Yeah.
I'll never limit myself. However, it's been so important to me to have a cohesive sound, just because when I'm storytelling, I want to create an immersive experience. This sounds so like artsy fartsy, like get over yourself.
No, it's good. No. This is all good.
I want to create like an immersive experience for people. And I realized that track number 1 on the album being like this like dance club party track, and then track 2 being like this honky tonk country song, I realized that was kind of bringing people out of the experience. And it's important to me to have like a nice cohesive sound.
Right.
like the Unspeakable album that I'll never speak about again, was I'm genuinely going to put it out in like 10 years and write something on it of like, this was the state of my mental health at that time. And oh my God, look at this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You could use that in your classes when you're teaching music and being like, this is an album of somebody who is in a very dark place. And then this is what happened when he got out of it.
Yeah.
Play the other one.
And I'm
Actually,
not saying genre jumpers are a bad thing. There's people that work in multiple genres. Lady Gaga, sometimes she's singing country, sometimes she's singing pop, sometimes she's singing like European club music,
right.
You know, and it always sounds good. But that is a very specific person and artist that can do that, you know. Like I said, I think I'm a songwriter first and a storyteller first, and it's important to me to create these bodies of work that are an experience, not just fun 6 fun singles put on an EP. You know, I want to create a story of those 6 songs. So it's important to me that they all sound cohesive. Anyways, I'm ringing on about the same thing, but for anyone out there that thinks I'm a genre jumper, I am.
Nice.
It kind of reminds me of Zach Brown. I don't know if you're familiar with Zach Brown's music, but his album Jekyll and Hyde came out in 2016, 17. That is a genre jumping album. So Zach Brown is generally considered a country artist, but he has a song on there with a few different artists, and he jumps from a banging pop song to country and heavy rock with Chris Cornell, I believe, at the time. So that album is really
all over the place.
Yeah. And I love all the songs. It's just not like a cohesive album per se.
It probably feels, I haven't heard the album, I apologize, Zach Brown. But it probably feels just like a bunch of songs that were on their own that got grouped together on an album, which I don't have a problem with. I think that's great. I think that tells a story on itself. However, like, I want to create, like I said a million times, I want to create just a body of work that feels like it's supposed to be together. And I do have like other avenues to get my pop itch scratched. That sounds horrible. I do have other avenues to get pop music out there in the world.
Hell yeah.
I have a few secret songs out there that
Scratch your pop itch.
That scratch the pop.
There's the name of this episode, Pop Itch.
Pop itch.
Scratch the pop itch.
Yeah.
That could be a song title, dude. Pop Itch.
Oh man, there's my
scratch.
My
Scratch my pop itch.
I've got a video concept for you.
What is it?
On one of the new songs. You do an animated one.
I've wanted to do an animated music video for so long. My biggest problem being it's expensive. And I have lots of friends that I grew up with, weirdly enough, that became like artists that draw cartoons and stuff like that. And I wouldn't even want to reach out to them. You know what I mean? Because I want to make sure that they are adequately paid. So like that comes in. If I ever ran into some money to pay a artist a lot of money to come up with a whole animated music video for me, that is totally my vibe. I'm like a 90s anime kid. Like I grew up like watching like Dragon Ball Z and like Sailor Moon and Pokemon and Digimon and all, like I could go further, but yeah, like that's my vibe. Like that's a lot of my upbringing too, is like a lot of the friends I connected with growing up were really into like Japanese anime, you know,
right?
Like, so no, that's so weird you'd bring it up. I've wanted to do that for so long, and
I think that
someday I will.
Dude, yeah. I'm gonna keep my eyes and ears peeled for a good animator out there. If you're an animator out there and you're listening to this episode, please hit us up or hit LJ up and see if there's a way we can work together.
and the music video in the theaters, I'm just going to send you over all my stuff and you can just start managing my career now.
We'll talk after this podcast.
We will.
Yeah, we will. We're on board, dude. Anything you need, we're in.
Have you ever played Pokemon Go?
I was like a very, very early Pokemon Go player. In fact, my friend has a picture of me somewhere where I dressed up as a Pokemon trainer and took my little beta tester version of Pokemon Go that I had acquired at the time and was walking around Prince Albert dressed like a 22-year-old Pokemon Go player.
Oh, that's hilarious. Wow. I love that. My son is so into Pokemon right now. Like he's got hundreds of cards, and we just watched what was it? Detective Pikachu or whatever, the one with Ryan Reynolds.
Oh yeah.
I think that's the first movie he's ever sat through, and he's 7.
Really?
And so, yeah, he's all about it right now. Pokemon.
Oh, cool.
Great. It's a great franchise.
I still don't get it. I'm that old guy. I'm just like, It was like when that was a big thing, like however many years ago, like I was already too old for that. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Yeah, I think
you're never too old for Pokemon.
That's what I want to say. I think Pokemon transcends age.
No, maybe because now what's appealing about it to me as a father is how much interest my son has in it. Yep. So then I am trying to like I don't understand it. I don't know what those cards mean. I know that some of them can be valuable and some of them can't, but I also know that it's an actual game, right? It's some type of card game. I just don't know how to play it. And I would love to figure it out to be able to legitimately play it with my son.
No, that's so cool that you just brought back a really cool memory and like that I got from like somewhere in the core here. In that like, it's so cool when parents try and take an interest in things that their kids are interested in to try and connect with them on that level. And that means so much to kids. Cause I remember like my dad didn't give a care about Pokemon. Like he could care less, yeah. He wouldn't know, but he would be like, I'd be like, oh, how many more hours until we get to where we're going? And he'd be like, 3 Pokemon episodes and we're there. And I don't know why what you just said just triggered that memory for me, but like, I think parents getting invested and carrying in their kids' interest, especially if it seems something as simple and trivial as Pokemon, I think that sticks in their memories and that becomes like something special that they can kind of keep close to their hearts, you know?
Yeah, definitely. It definitely is for the children and the parents alike.
Yeah.
Right.
And my daughter is pretty big into Minecraft right now. I don't see the appeal, but when she tells me about the game, I'm all for it. Like I want to hear about her new pickaxe that she got and she mines whatever the hell gemstone.
Dude, you got to play Minecraft with her.
Well, I don't have time to.
Nah, you got to make time. Make time for your kids, man. You got to do it.
Yeah.
Dude, I used to love playing Minecraft with my son, but he just destroys everything and wants to play in freaking, what is it? Creative mode, yeah. Which to me is cheating. I keep telling him, no, that's cheating. Like, I want to do it. Like, I want to do it from the ground up, man. Start me with nothing and I'll like knock a tree down and make an axe and upgrade and all that stuff. But
I don't know. I don't think I agree. Like the freedom that the kids have to build something giant because they have the time and they don't get attacked by whatever. It's like, that's cool. That's the whole point of being creative. Build something. Like my daughter built, I don't know, the tallest tower she could build or whatever. And she made it all fancy with things on the side. And look, I can jump off now.
Yeah.
And not die, you know?
Yeah.
Anywho.
Yeah. Minecraft
and Pokemon. Can we call the episode that?
Yeah, maybe.
No,
we'll blend. We'll blend them.
We're still gonna.
I like Poppitch.
I
like Poppitch. That's too good.
Yeah.
What I gotta ask you, LJ, before we let you go here. What kind of gigs do you got coming up for the rest of the summer here? Do you have anything in the pipe? Any festivals? Anything like that?
Yeah. So off the top of my head, we have been doing a bunch of pride based gigs, and that's been super important to us. I think the last one of the season of Pride season is in North Battleford, I think, and that's on July 23rd. So if you're in the North Battleford area, come celebrate Pride with us. Another one, we're going to be at the Nest Creek Music Festival. That one is just me, Forrest, and Nevada. And we're going to be on stage, I think Friday at 11 or 10:30, something like that. And yeah, we're really excited for that one because it's going to be good to be back at Nest Creek with the full festival, because we had been there previously when it was kind of COVID was still around and it was kind of a mini concert. But so yeah, it's going to be cool to kind of go back and do it how we wanted to do it, you know?
Right. Hell yeah, dude. Very cool. Right on.
Yeah.
And then, as I mentioned to the listeners before, the link to LJ's new video is going to be in the description of this episode. So please check that out. Shoot LJ a like and a subscribe there too, and find him on all the streaming platforms too, as well. Any last questions there, Mark?
Nope.
Any final words? No.
Yeah. Final meal.
No.
Well, thank you guys so much for letting me come on here and talk about my new song, Home on a Rainbow. Like I can't express enough gratitude towards people that are helping amplify this song, because I think the message is so important, and I hope the video resonates with people. So yeah, no, thank you so much, my friends. Like, this means a lot to me to come on here and get to promote that song.
LJ, the door's open, man. You are a friend of the herd for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
coming to a theater near you.
Yeah.
You only need your feet or whatever you said.
Yeah, dude. There's the episode name right there. Coming to a theater near you.
Yeah.
Pop itch.
Nice.
I
Right
think I
on.
T-shirts that say pop itch now.
Yeah. I love it. All right, LJ, if you can just stay on with us. And to those of you watching or listening out there, thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week.
See you later.